heard you mention this a couple of times throughout the entire interview. And how has having a mentor affected your professional growth?
So as a teen, I did a ton of volunteering, as you mentioned in my intro. In high school, I did not think I was going to go to college at all. It was just not on my radar. I'm a first generation high school graduate. So neither of my parents graduated from high school. We were a working class Mexican household in North Texas, a lot of opportunities. But my parents had their own dreams and their own accomplishments that they wanted to take on by the time I got into high school. So I was really fending for myself as far as understanding what college is, how to apply for financial aid, what kind of degree would I be good at. So when I started volunteering at that recreation center, I was pretty sure I wasn't going to college. So having those women allow me to volunteer as a teen was big. They removed barriers that would have kept me from volunteering. I've been volunteering since 13 at museums, at libraries, at nonprofits and things, but that last one was it. They really took time as a mentor without even knowing it to talk with me, to inspire me, to tell me I can go to college. One of them took me on a campus tour. They prepared me for applications. They explained financial aid. It was life-changing for me. So without that intervention, without having these women take it upon themselves to work with me, I would not have gone to college at all. There's no way. So that's why I'm so appreciative of people that mentor, that give feedback to people, that answer those emails from college students with questions, that will meet you for coffee, will have a Zoom, that will help you in your time when you need support, because it's such an important thing. And, I talked to them my first couple of weeks on campus in a dorm. I didn't talk to my mom. So having those women there got me through college for sure. And then when I landed, and so fortunate to work at my organization now, I was offered leadership opportunities. I was told, yes, you can. You're a volunteer coordinator. You can go to the leadership program. You can make decisions. You can get training. You can do professional development. So I ended up getting hired by someone that was on the founding board of Alive, that started NavPlug, that was just the perfect person for me. We meshed really well. And so she made sure as a professional that I knew what that was. What is being a professional when you come out of college? How do you learn how to be a professional volunteer manager? So her influence as a mentor kept me from getting lost in the workplace, and kept my eyes focused to that I can do more. I can be a leader. I can help other people. I do know things. And it was just amazing. Without those women, I would not have anything that I have.
That is phenomenal. And I think, if my memory serves me correct, because the last 4 or 5 months have been a whirlwind, but if my memory serves me correct, and even if it doesn't, you're still getting the credit. It was in talking with you that I was like, man, I should really either look into mentoring or getting one myself. And, so soon thereafter, talking with you, then I ended up talking with Dana, and then I ended up joining Alive. And then I ended up joining the mentor program. And they actually had, I think they said for the first time in a long time, they had more mentors than they had mentees. So I was like, and there was 2 people who were not matched. It was me and one other person. And I was like, well, can I then become a mentee so that I can have a mentor? And they were like, yes, absolutely. Because, 5 years into this, there's still so much to learn. And it turned out that the person who I ended up getting matched with, like, I already knew who she was and we had no idea. And now it's like, I'm thrilled to even be able to have that, to continue to learn from her as I continue to move through my journey. So, I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of other, man, that's almost like a whole nother podcast. Like, how do you go about finding a mentor? What do you look for in a mentor? But at least for now, if you go to a live, that's a good place to start, because they literally have a mentorship program. But that might be something that we talk about, like, or I don't know if you have the time, maybe like 3 things you look for in a mentor, or like, what does that look like?
Yeah, I think the Alive mentorship program is the only national one, I think, in the US for volunteer managers. I wish every local Adovia could have a mentoring program. I think we have so many resources in our local associations that could be applied in these situations. And I mean, it doesn't even have to be someone in your sector. I know there's a lot of, networking trainings that talk about mentorship and things like that. But it could just be someone that you like what they're doing, you love, you become a fan of them. And again, people usually are very receptive if you say, oh, I love every one of your videos. Your articles resonate with me. I love how you responded to this person. I'm looking for some tips. I'm looking for some support. Do you have time for a Zoom? And it doesn't even have to be a formal, would you be my mentor? Because sometimes people who've not mentored before can think like, whoa, that seems like a lot, but it doesn't have to be a lot, especially now with technology. We have so many ways to connect. But yeah, looking for someone that something resonates with you about their work, their personality, the way that they write, the way they do video, whatever it is. I'm fans of so many people, and I like their honesty. I like what they're trying to do. And in our field, we need more people that are trying to do something for volunteer managers. And if it's practice and they get better, amazing. If they try it for a while and they don't keep going and they switch to something else, but we just need more voices. And I especially love the volunteer managers that retire, but stay engaged in the field. They're on Dovia still, they're showing up at Alive. They still have that passion, but now they're retired. And what a great mentor, someone that's done this for 30 years, 35 years, and they're still interested in the profession. And so connecting with retirees, I think, is a great opportunity. But for sure, I mean, I talk about mentorship informally and formally. I don't run a mentoring program, but there's just so much to it, and we need support. I mean, every day.
And I love what you said, that it doesn't necessarily have to be in your area. It could just be like on a skill that you want to develop. Like, I have people who I look up to, and sometimes the term mentor seems so formal, but like my supervisor is the VP of HR, and I learned so many HR practices that are so applicable in managing volunteers, right? And then one of the things that I have a very, very difficult time with is like, I'm extreme introvert. If you were to ever see me in a room, I would be in the corner, drinking my ginger ale and just observing the room. I like talking to people that I don't know, just walking, like, mortified. And we had a VP in our organization who was phenomenal at it. And I went to him one day, and which was hard enough because I'm an introvert and I don't like talking to people, and I knew him. And I was like, look, I have watched how you have worked this room. Can you teach me? Can you help me? Can you help me learn how to do that and be better? And it was so funny. So when you do these things, be careful and be ready. He was like, okay. He's like, let's go. And I was like, wait, what? Because we were at like a banquet, and he got up and he was like, all right, well, let's go. And right then, he took me to like 3 different people and was like, this is Nicole and da 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 da. And I was like, you know, like on the inside, I was like, I didn't mean right now. But like, talk about ripping the Band-Aid off. And so I'm a lot better at it now, but it's still just a thing. But I say that to say that, and he was VP of marketing. So, and it was that skill of meeting people and making connections. So it wasn't even, you know, which is what absolutely I need to be a manager of volunteers, but it didn't have volunteer manager attached to it, but the skill was there. So yeah, I love that.
Sure. I mean,
love that.
Think of how many times we have to run a booth, right? We're boothing, we've got a booth. And what I never wanted to be was the booth that nobody stopped at, that nobody talked to that poor person, and nobody took candy from the bowl, and everyone just went by. So it is, I mean, it's tough to stand in front of your table and be like, hey, you know, talk to me. And you're putting yourself out there, depending on the demographic of the booth. It might be way younger folks, and you feel like, golly, look, they're dressed so cool. They have better phones than me. What am I doing here? Or maybe it's the opposite, and you're at a senior living, and you're thinking, I'm maybe 23. How do I relate? Or, you know, I've never been to a senior living place before. I don't know what the customs are. Like, what am I supposed to do? All of those environments are learning and practice, and you will get better and you will get more comfortable because you have to, because we are expected to do that, to go there.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.